When you're in an elevator, do you go behind and press the close button just like a bunch, like over and over again? Come on, let's go.
It may make you feel a lot better, but it does nothing to speed up the process. The national elevator industry says new regulations to help handicapped people make it illegal to close an elevator quickly. Therefore, every elevator is made for it to not work.
Then why do you even have it? Okay, crews can get in and force the doors closed in an emergency, but the button is just a placebo for the public, so...
It's a good regulation for people that need that extra time, clearly. But for all of us that are like,
come on.
Come on.
Okay, well, here's the thing. It does make me feel better, so I guess it's working. If you think that's bad, wouldn't you hear this? A New York Times report found many cities are deactivating their crosswalk buttons.
So it happens again.
Yeah.
With new technology, cameras can read traffic and the amounts of pedestrians trying to cross. Then a computer system figures out when to change the light.
So here's the deal. It costs a lot of money to remove the crosswalk buttons. Therefore, many of them are still not, they're still there, but they're just not functioning. So you can press it all you want. It's going to do nothing.
So every time we now have a button to push, we're going to push it and realize it does nothing.
I just say keep your hands to yourself then. Snow freezing temperatures, blistering winds. It can be pretty intimidating to go outside for a run in the winter, especially when it looks like this. Scientists in London say once you do it, it's a lot easier.
But it doesn't sound good. They compared thousands of athletes who ran in warm weather and cold weather. And in cold weather, the heart rates were 6% lower. Their breathing was significantly improved, and it was easier to run faster.
Now, despite the physical benefits of running in the winter, a lot more people said they still preferred running when it's warm out. I know I'm one of them. I just feel like I'm working harder if I'm sweating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, it's a psychological thing, but still.
Plus, if you don't feel like running this winter, how about getting in the car and trying this epic streak?
A Manhattan driver is going viral for hitting 240 consecutive green lights. He was able to drive nearly 30 minutes without stopping in New York City. In New York, Noah Foreman is an Uber driver and credits his many years on the road, along with just a little luck for that pretty rad streak.
I mean, we keep going. The video just keeps going and going. It's pretty awesome.
It looks like it was maybe like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I mean, it has to be late at night.
It's really cool.
There's no traffic there.
The next story literally doesn't make any sense. Once again, the penny lost money for the U.S. government this year.
The Wall Street Journal says it cost 1.5 cents to produce every penny made, and that adds up. Mint facilities in Philadelphia and Denver produced more than 9 billion pennies last year.
So why do it, right? The government and U.S. Mint have been looking for ways to lower those production costs on the coin. So far, they haven't found any solutions.
So when you do find a penny, pick it up, because you're actually finding 1.5 cents.
You're making money.
Even if it's not going to pay out for itself.
You could lock me away for 100 years. You could put me on a death sentence. It doesn't come close to what he's going to face. You know, in the afterlife, I'm going to live in paradise while he's going to be suffering.
That was Green Township native and ISIS supporter Chris Cornell with words for President Obama almost 2 years ago. He'll be sentenced in federal court this morning for plotting to blow up the Capitol building and kill lawmakers in D.C. He pleaded guilty over the summer to the minimum sentence is 5 years, but prosecutors are now asking for the 30-year maximum.
This case has been in the news since January of last year, so let's take a look at how we got to where we are today. Cornell was arrested on January 14th when he bought guns and ammo outside of the Point Blank Range and Gun Shop on Harrison Avenue in Colerain Township. This is a picture of that raid coming from CBS News. FBI agents say he bought more than 600 rounds of ammo.
Now, Cornell confessed to his plot during a phone call with Fox 19 Now's Tricia Mackey while he was being held in the Boone County Jail. There was a ruling that banned outside contact with Cornell, but a federal judge allowed us to air that interview because Cornell reached out.
Right, and he would appear in federal court for a series of hearings for the next several months before finally pleading guilty on August 1st of this year. Under that plea agreement, Cornell released details of a this plot, which included bombing the U.S. Capitol building.
And that brings us to today. Cornell's sentencing hearing begins at 9 o'clock. He faces a maximum of 30 years in prison. There are no cameras or phones allowed in court, but we do have a reporter inside monitoring this situation. Make sure to download the Fox 19 Now News app. We'll send you an alert as soon as we learn Cornell's sentence.
Right now, police are warning you about an increase in car thefts. They say the number of thefts go up every holiday season. So we did some digging to find out exactly which areas were most susceptible. There were nearly 5,000 reported car break-ins and thefts in Cincinnati this year. Westwood, the Central Business District, and Over the Rhine were the three hardest hit areas with more than 300 break-ins. However, the expert we talked to says it's more about what is actually in your car than where you're parked.
There's a box on the other side of the bag, okay? The box, like it hasn't been opened, like it's been wrapped pretty good. It's a brown box, but it's got red striping on it, so like it's either some electronics. You look at the age, look at the make, look at the model, doesn't matter. Most guys who break into cars know the ones who are easy to break into.
Well, you should always watch your body language. If you are constantly looking back at your car, that can be a big tip for thieves that something expensive is inside. For more on how to protect your car and make sure you look at all of the break-in, breakdowns in our area, head over to fox19now.com. And we have team coverage all covering the aspects of this cold weather, and there are a lot. Robert Guadarrama is riding the streetcar route this morning to see how it's affecting travel downtown. Charisse is tracking all of those school closings and delays, quite a few delays at this hour. And Jessica Brown will be talking with AAA in about 15 minutes to discuss how to properly prepare and maintain your car. But first, well, Jordan Valine's out in the elements right now. She has been talking with Kenton County schools all morning on how they decide to close or delay. Jordan, what are some of the factors that go into making this important decision?